Hey, welcome to the attic. ManaDad here. It's the channel where we talk about what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena, but what everybody is talking about is the commander bans. And I just wanted to show you guys something. All right, here's my Dockside. Here's my Mana Crypt. Here's my Jeweled Lotus. All right. So yes, I was affected. I played with these cards. Um, Actually, I haven't played with them that much. I wish I had gotten more value out of them. But you know what? I just want to say, like, I don't agree with the bans. I don't agree with how they carried out the bans. But in life, you have to you have certain things that are under your control. What happened with the bans is not under my control, but how I react to them is under my control. And I just want to caution people to take a long view with Magic. I've been in the game and out of the game since revised, and I wanted to show everybody this. Obviously, didn't script this. I'm just going off the top of my head, but um, I have this banned and restricted collection here, and I have all kinds of cards that have been banned and restricted. Also have some stuff that's misprints, but like, look, I got the whole page of cards. This is all the anti cards that are banned and restricted. Hopefully, don't get too much glare on there. Um, I was already keeping my copy of Mana Crypt in here next to Mind Twist and Mind Over Matter and Maze of Ith and Mana Vault, Metal Worker. So I collect banned cards. And you may have just started your collection of banned cards with these ones, but here's the thing. I take a long view because, first of all, there's no saying that there won't be other formats created that will let you play these cards. Don't immediately say, I'll never play them again. I spent $100 on these cards. But the prices of Magic cards go up and down, and lately mostly they've been going down because Wizards has been printing, and that's good to bring people into the game. The more people in the game, the more people they're going to want cards. It's great that I still have cards that I collected as a kid, a lot of them in this band collection. Um, and I still have them, and I can still play with them, or I can still collect them and have them as part of, show them off. To show soon show my kids, Mind Twist. Look, can you believe they printed this? Hymn to Turok, uh, Wasteland, stuff. There's a history to the game. My point is, if I'm making a point, and leave a comment with your point that you think I'm making, because it might not be the point I'm trying to communicate, and I'll try to respond in comments. But anyways, we'll get back to Duskmorn. I have a lot of Duskmorn stuff. I mean, why they do this ban announcement right as Duskmorn releases too? It was just baffling. More will come out in the coming days, I'm sure. But anyways, I have some ideas of alternative commander-like formats. I've not worked up a whole video series on it, but I've been working on stuff, and I'm sure other people have too. It sounds like the Commander Rules Committee actually was working on a whole menu of no land destruction. Here's a list of land destruction cards, and no fast mana, and here's fast mana, and all these things. And so there may be a chance still to play these cards, and even if there isn't, in your play group, if you talk to people, if you're like, hey, I just shelled out $100 for a Jeweled Lotus because I have a 6 or 7 CMC, 7 mana value commander, and it helps in the deck. If somebody came to me in that Rule Zero conversation and said, "Can I play Jeweled Lotus even though it's banned?" I would say, "Yeah, it's fine." And every card is like that in Commander. So they're apparently working on Silver Border and getting more Silver Border into Commander, or making it easier to talk about Silver Border and which ones will lead to just a kind of normal Commander experience versus, putting on silly hats and, balking like a chicken. And, so my point, do I have a point? My point is, it feels like it hurts. I'm with you. It hurts. It feels like these cards have immediately become worthless, but they're not worthless. You still have the memories. You can still create new memories with them. You can do what I do and just collect band cards and have them as a badge of honor to show people, like, hey, I opened a Joel Lotus when it was worth $200. You know, when it first came out, and that was a cool thing to have. And obviously, I didn't sell it. And if you spent $200 or $100, that's a lot of money to most people. But in the grand scheme of things, over your life, I'm sure you're going to waste $100 on something that you shouldn't have done. It's $100. It's $200. Life is long, and life is also short. And don't consume yourself with anger and everything else. Try to find a good, as I say, you can decide how you react to this. You can use this to motivate you to explore a new format that might allow you to play these cards, or as a deck building challenge. Okay, these cards are out of the deck. What do I put in instead? All kinds of stuff. So that's that's one of my many points. I don't know. I just felt like something had to be said. Let me know if you like this kind of video. I don't normally just comment on Magic current events, but I have been reading the online discourse, and I was concerned, and I just wanted to reach out to people and to people who are hurt by this decision. I just want to say, I feel your pain. I really do. I don't think this was the wisest decision. I think the rules committee was coming from a place of love. They put out another statement. I think I'll link it in the description. They put out a Google Doc with a little bit more info, saying they're not going to reverse the decision. And one of the things I think was coming from a place of love from them is they wanted to keep this secret and not kind of leak it out and not tell the advisory committee, because they have the CAG, which is the advisory committee that advises the rules committee, I think is how it works. They didn't want it to leak. They didn't want people front running the market and everything else, because that was just going to hurt people who aren't as engaged in Magic and aren't like keeping up on the minute. You see it pop up on your Twitter, you immediately go on sell, buy, buy, buy. It's the people who are going to tune in a week from now, a month from now, and be like, wait, what? I can't play Dockside? Yeah, they show up at their game store. Like, I can't play Dockside. And a lot of game stores are just saying, no, you can play it. Our house rules, it's still in. Because things were going fine before it was banned. So we're house rules, it's fine. So, do your research, talk with your play groups, do some deck building, do some soul searching, but don't let this affect your life. There's lots of things going on in the world that will affect your life a great deal more than having some pieces of cardboard change value very suddenly. And keep an eye out in this space, because I think that there's Pauper Commander, there's competitive EDH, but there could be other flavors, let's say, other flavors of Commander that you and your play group and people could decide to play. And I have a bunch of ideas for what those are, including a no fast mana thing. So the point is, I think that don't react too hastily. Keep an eye out. I think that people are going to be creating like menus that you can go, and that's going to make these kind of discussions easier at events or what have you. Baseline, but the fun has not been taken out of the game. Commander is still fun to play. Magic is still fun to play. And if you really, really want to play these cards, there are ways to still play them. So that's one of my other many points I'm trying to make in this video. Okay, I've yammered on quite a bit. This feels like a Rudy video or something, right? It's just like watching the clock, like, okay, it's been 9 minutes and 25 seconds of me chattering and using props and cards and stuff. Can I get it over 10 minutes here? And no, I'm just going to cut it off right now. Thanks.